This is Eugene Panrikovich. I'm the laptop screen doc, and the name of the website is www.screensurgeons.com. Today we have a Lenovo IdeaPad G570 laptop computer, and I'm going to show you how to replace a cracked screen on the Lenovo IdeaPad G570 laptop computer. Before we do anything with this or any other laptop computer, we need to disconnect all power to the laptop, and that means removing the battery. And the way we do that, we'll flip the laptop over, and there's two levers on the bottom. So we slide those both outward, and then we slide the battery out like so, and put the battery to the side. Okay, while we're on the bottom, I'll show you where to find the model number for this laptop. There's a sticker on the bottom, and once it's focused, it'll say Lenovo G570. That's what you're looking for. Okay, so let's flip the laptop over, and let's get started. And just like with any other laptop, in order to get to the screen, you need to remove the screen bezel. That's the plastic frame around the screen. And in order to remove the screen bezel, you have to remove two screws at the bottom for these laptops, which are hiding behind some rubber covers. So before we start doing that, we'll show you the tools we're going to use today. We have some electronics screwdrivers. We have a PH1 screwdriver. PH stands for Phillips, and 1 is the screwdriver size. This is the screwdriver we'll be using most of the time. We also have a smaller PH00 screwdriver for smaller screws. We may or may not need the screwdriver. And also a 2mm flathead screwdriver, which can reach Phillips screws at an angle. It's convenient for doing that. We most likely will not use this screwdriver. We also have an X-Acto knife or a hobby knife with a pointed edge to remove the rubber screw covers, and a pair of metal tweezers to remove any screws that might be stuck. Okay, so let's get started. The first step is we're going to use the rubber screw covers on the left and the right hand side. We use our X-Acto knife to do that. We gently pry them off, like so. And what I like to do is put them right next to the screws so I don't lose them. There's one. And we're going to do the same thing for the second one, and put it next to the screw hole. And next we're going to use our PH1 screwdriver to remove the two screws that are securing the screen bezel. 1 and 2. For each set of screws, I like to start a separate pile, and I like to keep the piles in the order in which they were removed, and that helps me keep track of the screws when I'm putting the laptop back together again. Alright, now that we have removed the screws, we can snap off the screen bezel. And the way you do that is put your fingertips on the screen side and gently start lifting up the screen bezel, like so, and listen for snapping sounds. And you slowly work your way around the laptop, being careful not to break the bezel. I've done that before. Go around. If you get stuck in a place, come back to it. So usually you get stuck on the corners, and what you do is remove the screen bezel from around the corner, kind of lift it up and pull towards me on the corner, and that usually frees up the corner, like so. And this one wasn't too bad. We do the same thing on the bottom, and this one was relatively easy, so it comes right off. Once we remove the screen bezel, the screen assembly is now exposed. And with this type of screen, the way it's mounted, you want to remove the screws on the side of the screen. And we need to have access to the screws on the side of the screen, and for that we need to lift the screen up a little bit from the screen assembly. And the way we do that is we remove 2 screws on top that are holding the metal mounting brackets to the back of the screen assembly. 1 and 2. And what this allows us is to tilt the screen up a little bit from the screen assembly, and that's enough room to reach the screws on the side. So next we start removing the screws on the side one by one. There's 4 on each side. And once again, start a separate file for this step. There's 2 and 3. Sometimes you can tell the quality of a laptop by how many screws they use to mount the screen with. Most of the time it's 2, and for this particular laptop it's 4 screws on each side, which tells you that it is a little bit better quality laptop. So just something I've noticed from doing this. So there's 1. And this one is stuck a little bit, but we can remove it. And 2. And 3. And 4. Okay, when you're finishing up the last screw, make sure that the screen is tilted back a little bit, so when you remove the last screw, the screen just doesn't fall down on the computer. It can damage some cables that way. So once we remove the screen from the metal mounting brackets, we gently start tilting the screen forward and making sure nothing's getting stuck or nothing's getting in the way. And now the screen is down. So once the screen is down, we remove this connector. And this connector is secured by some adhesive mounting tape. And we use our fingertips or fingernails to gently lift that up. This one's a little bit more stubborn than usual. So we work our way up, and my dog is barking in the background. My apologies for that. I guess the dog wants to be in the video also. Okay, so we keep lifting it up. And you notice when I lifted up the other side, I caught the edge of the connector tape too and exposed some connector wires. I didn't damage anything that way, but you gotta be careful and do it very slowly. And also there's some adhesive on the back of the connector cable, so we lift that up too. And once all the adhesive is lifted up, we pull the connector out and it comes out. Okay, before we go any further, I'm going to show you how to reconnect this connector, because this is a source of trouble for people doing it at home. When you reconnect it, you slide it in and you'll feel but not hear 2 clicks. And let's get a close-up of the connection, see what it looks like. Okay, this is a good focus. Pause the video right here and make sure your connection looks like this. There should not be a gap in the seam between the 2 sides of the connections. The 2 sides of the connection should be flush with each other. So this is what it should look like. Okay, so let's go on. And we pull the connector out again, and we take a look at the screen. This is a standard 15.6-inch LED screen. As of early 2012, this is the most common type of screen that's installed in my laptops, so you should not have any trouble finding it. Now, this particular screen that is in this particular laptop has a little bit of an unusual model number or part number. It's LTN 156AT16. Usually you don't see the 16 at the end, you see the 05 or 09 at the end and even a 0 too. But this is a 15.6-inch LED screen, so you can do your search online for 15.6 LED or even type in this part number. You should have some results. And also, we at Screen Surgeons also sell this screen, and what you get with us is 100% compatibility guarantee. We also provide free email technical support when you do the installation, and we ship all over the world. So if you're not in the United States, most likely we can ship it to your country. And we also have a 2-year warranty on all our screens. So to order from us, go to screensurgeons.com, then click Buy a Screen, and then there will be a short form for you to fill out, and then you give us your email and your laptop model number, and then we'll reply with the link to buy the right screen online. Okay, also while you're online, if you don't have the right tools at home, we sell this exact same toolkit. The screwdrivers might be a different color, but it's going to be the exact same toolkit, and you can buy it along with the screen online. Okay, once you do have your new screen in, most likely it will not be the same part number that you see right here. It will be a different part number, but it will be 100% compatible. Put the connector back in as I showed you first. Then mount the screen on the metal mounting brackets using the 4 screws on each side. Then put the 2 screws on top that are holding the metal mounting brackets back. Snap the screen bezel back on and put the 2 screws in at the bottom, and you should be finished. And that's it. As far as complexity, this laptop is pretty easy to change the screen on, so you should not have any trouble doing this at home. Okay, thank you very much. My name is Eugene Panrutkiewicz. I'm the laptop screen doc, and the name of the website is www.screensurgeons.com. Thank you, and good luck.